So here's some of the revenue sources reports that you can do. So you can see here's my revenue sources, here's how I got it, here's my hourly revenues, here's my POR revenue, what percentage of my revenue is coming from POR, my equipment revenue, hourly bills, what percentage of my revenue is coming from that, what percentage of my revenue is coming from crew, what percentage of my revenue is coming from line items. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to conjure up, we give you the tools to be able to do that. For example, I want by job date, so I want to see month over month. So I can see month over month data, here we go. So you can see per yard, you can see broken out per yard on a month of April, here's all the data. So if I want to see last 180 days instead of last 190 days, see month of January, February, March, etc. For the yard. Revenue per job, let me go ahead and zoom page width so you can see better. Pay to date, revenue per job, revenue per yard, revenue per hour, and I can do that on not only on a monthly basis, I want it by week. I want it broken out by per week what my revenue looks like. Here we go. So we break
Can we
it up.
do it by salesman also?
You can do sales agent reports. So you notice that if I have sales agents, I can do based on sales agents, run it for all the individual sales agents or particular sales agents. So you can see here's a sales agent for the first week by the week. If I want to sort this data, if I want to say which sales agent got me the most money, here we go. I can sort by sales agents and click again. Now it's in a descending order. If I want to see who has the highest revenue per yard or revenue per hour, here we go. I'm going to do a descending order and I go back to a print preview. You notice the revenue per hour, Norman Bailey was the highest in the first week of January. If I want it instead of weeks, I want it for the entire months. I can go back to the monthly data. So you can see group by month of January. Our Ashton was $300 per yard per hour revenue, whereas the other sales agents were lower than that. You get down to, Tony, which is $285. And if you want to group that data for the entire period that you selected, which is last 180 days, you can do all. So we let you group data however you want. Monthly, daily, weekly, it doesn't matter. You can run the data. If you want to see job activity reports, you can do, for example, customer's job activity. Customer says, oh, you know what, can you give me a job activity non-itemized list? Sure, not a problem. So here's a job activity non-itemized per customer. So customer says, some customers require you to send them a monthly report that says, send me all the jobs that we did and what you billed me. Sure, not a problem. So here you go. Yeah, here's all your itemized reports broken out by individual equipment or sales agents or units. And you can view these reports on the fly from all the individual screens. So let's say I'm looking at this customer, American Eagle Outfitters, right? Well, look what I can do. I can see the reports. Do you want a job activity report? Or a customer says, can you send me a statement? I want to see all the transaction details or all the invoices. You can do everything from all the different screens. You don't have to jump around. We know the tasks that you generally will perform in the screens that you're at, everything possible, and we've included them. And that's why everything is always available with context menus. You can right click, and there's all the different options that you can do. Or you can click on the tools or the customers, the reports. So we give you multiple ways to access all the different reports for the various different sections. And going back to reports, not only do you have those, you have all of the accounting reports, aging, collections, open payments, transactions, every type of report that's imaginable for summary. Let's go ahead and run this. So you can see here's all your AR aging summary. Group by customers. You can see what's currently owed, what categories, all the data. And if you get down to the last page, you can see, here we go, what percentage of it is in what category and what your totals come down to. So we give you all the analysis tools. You can always run it as detail by aging groups, or if you want to detail by actual aging customers. Some companies don't like it by actual aging groups. Some companies want it grouped by individually by customer. So you can we have all the different options. You can see here's the customers. You can see here's the aging categories for the individual customer. And sales reports, equipment. And so for example, let's say one of the things that you wanted to do was unit ID, and you want to see utilization. How often, which units are available, what's our utilization rate. We let you pick and choose what you consider work days. Do you consider weekdays, weekday Saturdays, Sundays? How many hours a week do you consider full utilization? And you can punch in that information, and based on that, you can see here's my utilization, here's my percent of revenue coming from which units. Here's my 25% utilization on that 17 meter for the month of January. Go ahead and do current year. demo database, so not all the data there. So you can see for 2013, the 17 meter had a 14% utilization, and here's how much fuel it consumes. Here's what was billed in terms of surcharge, hours, revenue, so I can tell exactly which units were underutilized or overutilized. And I can look at these hours by different criteria. For example, you may bill customer 4 hours, but that doesn't mean you were on the job site for 4 hours.
Right.
So how do you run these different reports? In Pumpware or any other software, you don't have options.
Right.
Here, we let you choose options. Do you want to calculate your revenue percentages based on build hours, total job hours, which includes drive time, or do you want to only include job site hours? Because some companies say, yeah, I need to look at build hours, and I also want to look at total job hours, which is from leave the yard to come back to yard. And some companies say, you know what, I want to look at from when we're there.
On-site time.
On-site. So we give you that. See, total job hours or job site hours. So we give you every customizable feature to run the reports however you want to run them. So you can run revenues by customer types. You can run revenue reports by job site types. How much did we do in this type of pour, this type of job site types?
Been in the industry now going on 10 years, and this is probably the best software I've ever seen.